Here's the operator signal today. AI is leaving the demo phase, and the real bottleneck is not model access. It is execution, governance, and workforce design. Start with Microsoft and EY. On May 21st, Microsoft announced that the two companies are jointly investing more than $1 billion in a new initiative to help organizations move from isolated AI use cases to enterprise-scale transformation. The useful detail is how they plan to deliver it. Microsoft forward-deployed engineers working with EY transformation teams inside customer environments, focused on real business functions rather than generic pilots. EY is also using itself as the proof point. Microsoft says EY began with Copilot across 150,000 people, measured a 15% productivity gain, 94% monthly adoption, and 85% weekly usage. Beyond individual productivity, EY reports finance operations with intelligent agents drove 95% faster lead times and more than a 37% reduction in operational costs. A multi-agent framework is being used across 130,000 assurance professionals and 160,000 audit engagements. Tax document automation reduced manual workload by up to 90%, and now EY is scaling Copilot to more than 400,000 people. That is the shift. The AI conversation is moving from can this tool do something impressive to can this organization repeatedly deploy AI into workflows, measure impact, secure the data, train people, and keep improving the system. The second signal is policy turbulence in Washington. AP reported that President Trump called off a planned AI executive order hours before a signing ceremony, saying he did not want to weaken the U.S. lead in AI. The order reportedly would have created a voluntary framework for government review of national security risks in the most advanced AI systems before public release. Axios reported that frontier models already do voluntary testing through NIST's Center for AI Standards and Innovation, but questions remained about the structure, including which agencies should lead and how pre-release review would work with allied governments. The operator takeaway is not partisan. It is that frontier AI governance is now part of operating reality. If your product, model, or agent can affect cybersecurity, finance, infrastructure, healthcare, employment, or public trust, you should assume there will be evaluation, documentation, incident response, and outside scrutiny. The only question is whether you build that muscle early or scramble later. The third signal is California. Governor Newsom signed an executive order aimed at preparing workers and businesses for potential AI disruption. The order directs state agencies to build a framework for workforce disruption, support small businesses, expand training, evaluate worker ownership models, create reports and dashboards on AI's labor market impact, review WARN Act updates, and build an AI playbook for modernizing job training. Again, this is not abstract. It means AI adoption is becoming an operating model question. Who gets trained? Which jobs change first? Which workflows get automated? What data tells you disruption is coming? What support exists when a team gets reorganized around agents? So here's the playbook for operators. First, stop funding random AI pilots. Every pilot should have an owner, a workflow, a metric, a security model, a training plan, and a path to production. Second, build an AI control plane. Track what agents exist, what data they can access, what tools they can call, who approves risky actions, and what logs are kept. Third, create a workforce map. List the roles most exposed to AI-assisted work, the roles most likely to become agent supervisors, and the skills people need to move from task execution to workflow orchestration. Fourth, define your proof standard. For low-risk productivity, a simple before and after metric may be enough. For finance, legal, cyber, healthcare, or customer impacting work, you need citations, traces, review gates, and roll back plans. My read. This is the week AI grew up a little. The winners will not be the companies with the most pilots. They will be the companies that turn AI into a governed, measured, trainable operating system for work. That is less flashy than a keynote demo, but it is where the serious value lives.